Hello, you guys. If you are watching the replay, drop me a purple heart. I wanted to jump on because, well, it's like almost 9 o'clock at night my time, which means it's almost 10 o'clock Eastern time. And we are in like the back to school season here in Texas. I know in New England, you might not be quite there yet. A lot of you guys start in later, like in September, like after Labor Day. But once school's back in session, there's kind of like a lot more of that B word that I hate, balance. I hate the word balance if we're being honest, but that word balance comes up a lot more as we start getting busier, as we start shuffling kids around to school and back and activities. And we've got, soccer moms and baseball moms and volleyball moms. Let me know in the comments. Hi, you don't have to be a mom to be on this video. This might help you with balancing family, friends, things like that. Anything that's a priority, really balancing priorities in general. Let me know though, if you have kids, what are your kids into? We're about to start soccer. We also homeschool. So I have 2 kids in soccer and I homeschool all 3 of my boys. So for any of you who don't know me personally, I have an 11-year-old who's going into 6th grade. I mean, it's homeschool, but you know what I mean? Going into 6th grade. I have a 7-year-old going into 2nd grade. Yeah, 2nd grade. I'm a homeschool mom. I should know these things. And then I have a 4-year-old who he's just playing around, learning like his, letters and numbers and things like that right now. Look at all of this, you guys. Look at all of this. This is incredible. And this is my point. Okay? This is why I wanted to jump on. And a lot of you are working. Like a lot of you, when I joined Senegence, I was working full time. So I was doing all of this. Plus I was working full time. Plus, some of us have spouses, not everyone, but some of us have spouses and you have to balance them, you know what I mean? I mean, my husband's really great, but still you have to balance your spouse. And some of you have friends. I don't have friends, so I don't have a social life, so I don't have to worry about that. Whatever, all the different things. Oh, you're gonna make Calvin and Cub Scout. That's so cute. Okay, so let me just give you guys some tips. So the first tip that I have for you is very simple. I've always said this, and that is to schedule family time first, okay? Schedule your family time first. And here is where this can be complicated. And here I need to kind of start all of this with like an asterisk of like, this is for people who want to build like a business. Like you want to build like a real business in network marketing. If you're just here for a hobby, like I don't think you need tips and tricks. Like it's a hobby, it's for fun. I want you to have fun with your business, okay? So if you're here for the fun, have fun and do it however it works for you. If you're here to build a business, as much as I do want it to be fun and it is fun, there are just things that you have to do even if you don't want to do it because it's a business, okay? And so an example of that is scheduling your family first. And so, I remember learning that early on and it was just like, okay, but like, I don't know, like, what do you mean schedule my family? Like we have dinner, you know what I mean? But it was like, what does that mean? And so that might mean that you create something that becomes a scheduled part of your family. Okay, so like every single Sunday for the past like 4 years, we've gone to my mother-in-law's house. All of us, we go to my mother-in-law's house every single Sunday. So I don't feel as obligated because my husband also goes on Thursdays. I don't feel as obligated to go on Thursdays because I go every single Sunday. Sunday is the day that I go. Does that make sense? My husband and I have a monthly standing date night. It is on the calendar for the same exact day every single month. It's the 17th every single month. Doesn't matter what day it falls on. If I have Zoom calls that fall on the 17th, I cancel them because the 17th forever is our monthly date night. Does that make sense? And so you schedule your family time first, but for many of you like me, that might mean you have to come up with something to schedule that makes it a priority because otherwise you're just kind of willy-nilly spending time with your family, but it's never truly intentional and it will feel like it's not intentional. And you want your family to feel intentional. And it can feel really weird at first to be like, let's do a board game night. Like that can feel so weird at first if you've never done it before. They love it. Even if they roll their eyes at first, they love it and they'll start to ask which board game. They'll start to pick out board games at Target, okay? Like I'm telling you, if you make it a thing, it'll be a thing. So just make your things that become your non-negotiables. On the flip side of that, I'm sorry, I'm still getting over whatever this is, but I'm getting better. On the flip side of that, you don't have to spend 24/7 staring at your children. okay? And I'm saying that, many of you might already know that, I literally would spend 24/7 just hanging out with my kids. And if I spend 23/7 with my kids, like, I feel like I'm not spending enough time with them. Like, I literally could spend 24/7 with my kids. But, like, they don't need that. They get to be little kids too, and like, or big kids or whatever. They need independence. They need to learn to play with each other. They need to learn to self-entertain themselves. Like, those things are good. Like, it's good for there to be a little bit of disconnect. And so I want to give you guys permission on that, because I am literally diagnosed with separation anxiety from my children. If you guys don't know that, like, quite literally, like, it's a problem that I have had to work through. And so it's something that for us, it's like, I can't even like shut my office door without feeling like anxious. Like, I'm in, my husband's in the house and I'm still weird. But anyway, I have learned over time, like, I don't have to spend 24/7 with them. It's okay if I spend a couple hours in my office. It's okay if I, go work at Panera for the day or whatever. Those things are okay, because it's good for my kids to go to my mother-in-law's. It's good for my kids to spend time with my husband. It's good for my kids to spend time together. And it's good for my kids to spend time by themselves. All of those things are good, okay? So I might just be talking to myself, but just wanted you guys to hear that from me. That yes, I want you to schedule your family, but then also know that it doesn't have to be 24/7. Like, schedule those intentional times to spend with them, and that's good. It's going to be great, and they're actually going to be they will be so much more excited to spend a few hours of intentional time with you than all the time without any intention, okay? Another thing I do with my kids is every single night I lay down with all three of my children. So if any of you are new here, this is something I've done since they were born. But every single night I lay down with all three of my children. It's an hour-long bedtime, and I lay down and I talk to each one of them. My 11-year-old still, like, if I didn't lay down with him, he would look at me like I'd lost my mind. And so every single night they know that mama is laying down with them, and that's how they go to bed every single night, is they get that time with me. So, that's another idea just to throw out there. Okay, next one. Involve your kids. Involve your kids in your business. And again, not everyone needs to hear all of these things, but the amount of moms that I hear that are like, okay, I'm going to actually mix this with the other one because it's going to make more sense. Don't wait for a quiet house. That's my third tip, but I'm going to mix the two together. The number of moms that I hear that are like, I can't do live videos because my kids are screaming in the background. Yes, you can. You literally can. You can just go live with your kids running around. I promise you it's okay. Like, the amount of times that I've gone live, I mean, seriously, I've raised 2 babies with this business and a son who is like off the charts ADHD, okay? Like, literally, I have done so many videos with my babies wrapped up. I have done videos holding a kid in one hand, doing makeup in another. I've done videos bouncing a baby, like anything you can imagine, with kids in my lap, pulling out all of the things that I'm trying to play with kids, like trying to put stuff on my face. And you know what it does, really, truly, is it shows other people that they can do this. It shows other people that they don't have to be perfect. Guess what? If every single time you go live, your house is quiet, the mom who has the screaming kids in the background goes, I could never do what you do. If every single time you're doing your makeup, you're doing a 45-minute video and there's no interruptions, every single mom is going to watch your video and go, I could never use these products because I can't use them the way that she uses them. Sometimes they need to see you like shuffling, a coffee cup and also trying to do your makeup. They need to see you with your phone on the counter because your kids are trying to grab at your phone. Like, it's okay to show like the chaos within your life, because that's what makes our products and our opportunity like actually feel like something that they can do. Like, they're never going to think that they can do what you do if you're always being perfect. And guess what? If you're feeling stressed while you're doing your video, that's not real anyway. Like, we want to build businesses that are authentic. And the more authentic you can be in your business, the more other people are going to want to do it with you. And the more other people are going to go, oh my gosh, like, she makes this look so fun. And so the other ideas that I had for you as far as like involving your kids, you guys, I've done so many sales with my children. So many, but the top ones that come to mind is we did an egg roulette. So for every single person who ordered in 1 week, my kids got to crack an egg on my head. Literally every single order. So they got to crack like a dozen eggs on my head, like raw eggs. They got to crack them on my head. Let me tell you, I should do this again. this would get views. This was years ago. I mean, when you have a 3-year-old cracking raw eggs on your head and you're just sitting in the bathtub cackling, like, I mean, it was so freaking funny. And people were willing to spend $25 for my kids to crack eggs on my head live. It was honestly hilarious. So egg roulette, and that one, it doesn't have to be like a live sale. If some of you are scared of live sales, it doesn't have to be a live sale. That one was like any purchase they made for the whole week. Or if some of you are big sellers, you might just want to do like 48 hours so you don't have to go buy, 48 eggs or something. But anyway, if you do it, for a couple of days, whatever makes sense for you, egg roulette and then you just go live. You just go live and you crack all of the eggs, and it's ridiculous. Seriously, Patricia, go to my group and search egg roulette. You'll find it. It was mortifying, but also incredible. Okay, the next one. Last year, I asked my son, this actually was genuine. I told him that my goal was to sell $1,000 that week, and he said, "You can't sell $1,000 in a week." And I was like, "Excuse me?" He's like, "There's no way you can sell $1,000 in a week." And so I was like, "Okay, if I sell $1,000 this week, I'm gonna pie you in the face." And he said, "Okay, game on." And so we had a bet. If I could sell $1,000 in a week, I could pie him in the face. And if I didn't sell $1,000 in a week, he could pie me in the face. Of course, what ended up happening was I sold $1,000 in a week. I pied him in the face, but then we let him pie me in the face as well. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So we both got pied in the face. It was so fun. We did that live. And here's the other thing. All of this also edifies that you can do this business while being a mom. Because what mom, seriously, think about watching a 3-year-old crack eggs on my head. The moms are all going, "Oh my gosh, that looks so fun." Watching me pie my 10-year-old, he was 10 last year, my 10-year-old in the face, and like him pieing me in the face and us just like freaking dying. We're laughing so hard. Every mom who has 9, 10, 11-year-old kids is going, "Oh my gosh, I want to have that relationship with my kids." And so when you bring your kids into your business, you're actually showing moms like one way that they can connect with their children. You can show them a way that they can actually create deeper relationships with their kids. Does that make sense? You can also, of course, have your kids do swatch parties. You can have your kids show off the products, whatever. You can have them, if they're super little, like I have Asher pick prizes for people. So I have like a basket of prizes. So he'll pick the prizes for them. If you do a prize wheel, your little kids can spin the prize wheel. And then I also, I'm losing my voice. I also will have my little ones put stickers on like my envelopes. Super simple things like that. Okay. Last tip, and then I'll let you go so you don't have to listen to my voice. The last thing I want to say, so I did tell you, to not wait until your house is quiet, but at the same time, don't be afraid to do a video early in the morning or late at night. I built my business by going live at 6 a.m. Literally the first 9 months of my business was me going live at either 6 in the morning or like 10 o'clock at night. Either before my kids were awake or after my kids were asleep. And that's when I went live because it worked for me. I wasn't going to stress myself out trying to go live at like 5 o'clock when I had a little tiny baby back then. Like that wasn't going to be a thing. And so if you can't find time to go live during the day, this is where I tell you, you've got to be a little disciplined and wake up early, or be a little disciplined and stay up late. You can find time. You can take your makeup off at night. You can have a lip of the day every morning at 6 a.m. That's basically what I did. You can make it work. You can go live. Another thing I used to do is go live on my lunch break from my car. So I stopped like taking a full hour. I mean, I was still taking the full hour, but instead of like going somewhere or doing something, I would go sit in my car and I would work for an hour in my car. But that's like a total side note situation. So go live early in the morning, go live late at night. Let's be honest, most people watch the replay anyway. Like, let's be real here. If I go live in my customer group, like even I get like 2 people to watch live. But then if I get like 400 views, that means like 398 people watched the replay. People are going to watch the videos when they can watch the videos. So you go live when you can go live. Does that make sense? Like people aren't watching live. They're watching the replays anyway. So it does not matter when you go live. Just go live. Just do the videos. Okay, so I hope that this was helpful. I'm sure I have a lot more tips. Even at 2 a.m. for real. Some of my most successful videos have been like at midnight just because it surprises people. They're like, why is Morgan on in the middle of the night? But seriously, you guys, like, seriously, you can't hear me. I have built my business to the level that it's at and my income to the level that it's at because both are a priority. Like I'm not gonna sacrifice my family, but I'm also not gonna sacrifice my business. And it's that simple. Some of you, I mean, I love you, but some of you are willing to sacrifice your business and it shows. And that's the thing is it's okay to have both. I'm giving you permission right now that it's okay to have both. It just takes clear communication with your family. It takes involvement in your family. Instead of it feeling like it's just your thing and when you're doing your business, you're going against your family and they feel like they're fighting with your business. No, like make them feel involved. Tell them what your goals are. Tell them what you're working for. Tell them what you're working on. My kids know all of these things, literally all of these things. Even the littlest ones will be like, are you going to do a call? Are you doing a video? Are you putting on your makeup? Like they know these things because they're involved with me. Does that make sense? I did have actually one more thing I wanted to say, and this is actually super, super, super important. When you're scheduling your business time, and my foot's asleep, because I do think you need to schedule business time just like you schedule family time. And some of you, again, you're just kind of willy-nilly, I'll see when I can work and I'll see when I can have family time. And it feels like you're kind of doing 50-50 in both. Like nothing feels like it's doing well because instead of being able to put your phone down and spend time with your family and then shut your door and spend time with your business, you're just kind of like on your phone around your kids and you feel like nothing is making a true impact. Okay? So instead, schedule that family time that is family time, but then schedule the business time that is business time. But here's my tip. Take it seriously. Even if you only do this once a week, this will make an impact with your family. So if you say, for example, a good place to start is like, Sundays for 2 hours. Make it a long enough block of time that it's noticeable for them. Because here's what's going to happen. You're going to say, Mama is going to go work on her business from noon to 2. It could literally be at the kitchen table where you can see the children. Okay? You don't actually have to lock yourself in a room. But make it something like 2 hours. Okay? Trust me, this is going to sound crazy. But for 2 hours, you are sitting at your table, or for 2 hours, you are in your office or whatever. And you're like, Mom's going to work on her business for 2 hours from noon to 2 or from 5 to 7. And then you walk out that door at 6:59 or you walk out that door at 1:59. And if you do that for long enough, they'll start to realize that you do love your business, but you do love them. And that you're just sticking to a schedule and that it's just like work and that it's just a job and that it's just like everything else. The reason that the boundaries get like crisscrossed and they get blurry and people get frustrated is because you say I'm going to work for 2 hours and then you work for 3. Or you say you're going to work for an hour and you work for 2. Or even if you say you're going to work for an hour and you work for an hour and 15, that's still lying. Like it's still pushing the boundary. And so show them that they're a priority, but that your business is a priority by giving your business hours and then putting the phone down and coming out of the office or closing the laptop and getting up. Because your kids will learn, even if they're little. Like even if they're little-ish, they will learn. And then they'll start to respect your business. And then you can start to add in more hours. Like obviously I work my business like 40 hours a week. But you can start to add in more hours if you take it that seriously, because they'll start to trust that when you say an hour, it's really an hour. When you say it's 2 hours, it's really 2 hours. Or when you say 30 minutes, does that make sense? Okay, so I'm going to go. This was longer than I meant for it to be, as I just told you not to do that. I didn't even tell my kids, whatever, they're watching a movie. Anyway, so I'm going to jump off, but I hope this was helpful. If you are a mom or not a mom, or if you just are someone who needs help with balance, I really hope that you put some of these tips into practice and that you see value from them. Okay?